Good morning. Yeah, all right, we're on. Good morning, folks. It's Jason Wampler with another installment of DIMESTORE Psychology, not psychology. Also, that one. 9:20 a.m. Listen, hey, folks. I do want to relate an event that happened in my life, but I wanted to last night. But I'm thinking. I gotta leave the past in the past. I don't want to generate more hatred or civil dissent or any type of racism. Just suffice to say, I had an event that happened in March of last year that pretty much changed my life. But I don't want to tell it and generate sensationalism. But, suffice to say, the last place I lived in, a lot of intrigue was taking place. A lot of things were going incorrectly. And I wasn't very well taken care of or protected in that place. 50 years of age, I don't need to be taken care of or protected. But, anyway, so today's episode, I think we're going to concentrate on helping women understand how men think and operate. Hey, ladies, I used to think that... women just had it in for me and they singled me out in the universe to pick on me. Ladies, I understand something very well, that for the last 8,000 years of humanity and civilization being on the planet, you have been treated like second-hand citizens. In fact, worse, you've been treated worse than the family pet. You're viewed as baby makers and homemakers. Keep silent. No, don't speak until spoken to. And women, of course, are reacting to thousands of years of this type of treatment. I appreciate and understand that. There is no exception to the rules of feminism. You're fighting back, and you should be. Let's change gears, though. Now the complaint, it's not the complaint, but in these dating websites, I'm getting so many messages from just 29 different women that want to meet me all at once. And I'm thinking... it didn't used to be like that. I mean, you didn't get any hits before, and now all of a sudden, it's almost like women are just, they're throwing themselves at any man that enters one of these dating sites, and they just get flooded with women. Ladies, I'm here to tell you there are as many men on this planet as there are women. Here's the problem. If men on this planet have experienced or undergone the experiences I've gone through in the last 50 years, I'm 51 years old, in the last 51 years, I got to tell you, just to give you a history of how bad, my experiences with women has been. My mother was never married, of course. She was in and out of sanitariums. She didn't understand men. She didn't like men. She leaned on me for emotional support, which is not something you're supposed to do with your child. She treated me like a boyfriend, brother, then father, then husband, and then back to she needs to control me as her son. She was a nut job. She's all over the place. She's not as good. She was a good person, but everybody sung her praise and thought, Jason, you have such a wonderful mother. And I have telling everybody she's not that bright, and she's not that clear and plain. And she was pretty much the worst parent any young man could have. I have absentee parents. My grandfather and my grandmother kind of stepped in. My grandmother taught me my spirituality. My grandfather, he just taught me how to be a man. So, but they were fighting their own wars. But, hey folks, I don't need, when I was a kid, I don't need to hear something like, a lot of work or you're so demanding. When you have children, you got to be prepared to raise them. If you can't count the cost, then, don't have sex and procreate. So, but ladies, here's the thing. Between my mother, there was an incident with, a female preschool teacher that beat me so bad, hit me on the head so many times so bad when I was about 5-6 years old. I went temporarily blind. Women would cuss and scream at me. They'd treat me incredibly disrespectfully, kind of based on my appearance. I was a little ugly little pudge ball. I'm kind of still an ugly pudge ball, but that's not the point either. Then on throughout, women were incredibly rude and disrespectful to me. I mean, the type of rude and disrespectful just boggles the mind. I mean, and throughout, moving forward, I'd say hi, and women would just flip out. I mean, just leave me alone, give me dirty stares. And this kind of carried on throughout. By the time I was 30, I was kind of conditioned to think, well, there's nothing wrong with women, there's something wrong with me. So I'm like, huh. So I'm doing something wrong, or I'm not that good looking. It's just women don't like me. It's just kind of the way I am. It's kind of the way it is. So ladies, by the time I was 30 years old, then a little bit better looking, less wrinkles than this. Also depends on the camera angle too. I'm thinking, well, maybe I should just carry on with other things besides the concept of love and romance and marriage and family. So I'm not having any luck with the women. And I'm like, but I didn't think other men were having this problem. Well, yes, they were. And I've talked to other men, and they have the same experience. They get chased away. Women give them dirty looks. I just, 99% of all women treated me like absolute just dog crap, garbage. There's no baseline of congeniality or neighborliness. It's like the women in my area, they didn't understand what common courtesy was. And I don't know if it's their training or their thinking or the effects and influence of the culture, but I don't think about those things. When I was 30 years old, I was neck deep in running being self-employed and running an automotive repair business and buying and selling cars and making a lot of money. Like, okay, well, my life is full enough. Then maintaining my spirituality, keep my head above water. So I had a couple lady friends. I'm like, and then the 99%, the 1% would come forward and actually express interest in me. I'm like, what do you want? What the hell is going on? Okay, ladies, let me tell you something about guys. If an entire group of women treats them like dog shit, but one woman shows interest in them, the guy's not going to come, okay, I got to pursue this one woman because she's giving me a chance. Guys no longer view it as a privilege to earn a woman's trust, respect, and love. They see it differently. Like, it takes two to tango. And guys are now asking the question, what can you do for me? And guys are now setting standards as well. And ladies, this is spelling trouble for you because you have no standards. You're beautiful, but if you make yourself so expensive and so hard to get to and so irretrievably complicated and temperamental, well, good men, I'm trying to be good men, they understand the rules of feminism. They understand that women have been treated like dog crap. But, if you react so harshly to these men, they're trying to be good men without getting to know them, but just laying down law after law after law and reacting this and that, again, you're going to chase them away. Because men don't need to deal with that. Men are starting to realize right now, from their background, they grow up to a certain point, 40 and 50-year-old men, black men, Asian men, Hispanic men, white men, they're all understanding the same thing. They don't necessarily need love, romance, and marriage and children. They can live their lives without it. And now they deprioritize the process of falling in love and getting married. Like to me, myself, I several things. I don't have time for it. I don't have money for it. Subconsciously, maybe I'm not good enough for it. I'm not ready. At 51 years of age, when the hell am I going to be ready for marriage? And then now I'm thinking about, it's kind of the icing on the cake. I've been blessed. I don't say blessed. I think I've been lucky enough in life. Things are really picking up for the business, the aerospace business. I build sounding rockets. Money's starting to come in droves. And I'm thinking, I'm working 100 hours a week plus doing this show. I'm thinking, I don't really need anything else. If I ask for more, I'm going to make my life more complicated. I'm going to have to take away from other activities that I enjoy really much to tend to a relationship. And now men are starting to get the casual, passive-aggressive mindset that, love and marriage and romance and family, that's a luxury, not a necessity. And I'm pretty sure that women view love and romance and marriage and children as a necessity, not a luxury. Well, guys view that as a luxury, not a necessity. Guys may start feeling right now as working professionals, business owners, hanging out with their buddies, maintaining their vehicles, their financial state, their real estate, their money accounts, et cetera, et cetera. They're, meeting with their alma mater from their educational experience, maybe doing some things online and traveling. They're thinking, I can masturbate to internet pornography and hang out with my friends and I'll be just fine. And guess what, ladies? That's kind of what they're doing. Now it looks like there's a shortage of men. Well, ladies, there isn't a shortage of men. Half the world's population is men. They're just, ladies, I hate to tell you this. I'm just going to say it straightforward and say it out. You chased them away by the way you've treated them. Ladies, I don't know what to tell you. I can't tell you how to get a good man because a good man doesn't want to be got by you. If they look at you and they don't want to give you a chance because they look at you and they judge you based on your appearance, no matter how pleading and kind you can be. And don't walk up to a strange man's door because you're interested in him and hand him food or gifts or anything, because that's not going to work. That's going to create a very awkward situation, and guys are no longer going to open up to you. At this point in time in our society, 2021, guess what? Guys are just shutting down. They're tired. They're exasperated. It's too expensive. It's too painful. It's too uncomfortable. They don't see the cost benefit analysis of getting involved with a woman in a romantic relationship unless they're really, really sexually driven. It's just, ladies, it's just not worth it for the guys anymore. We felt, okay, incorrectly so. The guys have felt, well, you've chased us away. That may not be true, but guys tend to romanticize it. You women, you ladies, you have an effect over men that you don't know. Wetting my whistle with a morning of Coke. And here's the thing, folks. The universe of women is not focused on Jason Wampler, me. Persecute me. I'm just one in several billion. I'm one in 3 or 4 billion available men on this planet who've been treated the same way. And folks, ladies, this is where we're at. So this society is such, guys just do not give priority. They go to, well, I hate to say it, they go to titty bars, they get lap dances, and they go home, they turn on the computer, and internet pornography is everywhere. And it's not good to watch pornography on the internet. Pornography is not healthy. It's deteriorative, it's degenerative, it gives you a warped view of what women really want in bed, and it doesn't say anything about love or romance. Internet pornography is really, it's disgusting is what it is. The guys turned that because they masturbate to internet pornography. After they've got a lap dance, that's it. That's their Saturday night. That is the entire extent of their relationship with women. Now, does it make them male chauvinistic pigs? Well, ladies, you're better at psychoanalysis than I am. You tell me. But if you castigate them and you vilify the community of men who do go to titty bars, watch internet pornography and masturbate to get their Saturday night gal fix or their biological fix of women, if you chew them out and criticize for that, guess what? You're just driving. You're putting more nails in your own coffin. So I understand that, but you can't, ladies, you can't be chasing guys around with vinegar. My grandmother always said that you catch more flies with honey. You put out some raw meat, maybe some honey, you catch all the flies in the world. But you put out poison and fly swatters, the flies aren't going to come next to that. I just don't know what to say at this point in time. You kind of reap what you sowed, and now you're desperate. Well, women have needs. I think that up to this point, I was very, very shocked. I knew women may want to have sex once in a while up past the age of 40 or 50, but women past the age of 40 or 50 are very, very sexually driven. They have very strong sexual desires, and now they're starting to panic because there's no available men. Now, when I was watching internet pornography, now I'm noticing, women doubling up on the men. I'm like, that guy's really lucky, but I see more and more of that. Just one guy in a room full of 4 girls. So they think men are becoming rare. Well, no, men just don't want to get involved anymore. It's just too much trouble. Or men mistakenly think it's just too much trouble. Now, I don't encourage licentious behavior or sexual immorality. I'm of the opinion that it's only practical to have ongoing regular sexual relations with a man or a woman when you're married, when the two are married, because things like unwanted pregnancies, guilty conscience, all that. I'm not preaching religion or spirituality or moral values, but it's just impractical to have sex without someone without being married to them first, because it's an unsecure arrangement. It can have very, very damaging, severe consequences. Adultery is incredibly impractical. It hurts a lot of people, and it can destroy not one but several lives, create divorce and broken families. It's a disaster on society, but it happens. I had one female customer about 30 years ago. She said it's human nature to want what you can't have. So I listened, I'm like, wow, you're absolutely right. I never forgot her telling me that. That must mean that saying is sage and has some value, intrinsic value, and is relevant. So, ladies, at this point in time, the only thing I can suggest to you is you have to start looking at yourself, considering how you appear in the eyes of other people, how you carry yourself, and for lack of a better word, you're going to have to you're going to have to grow past your upbringing, because daddy maybe enabled you a little bit too much, didn't discipline you the way you were supposed to, and teach you real respect. Ladies, here's what you do. I'm sorry, ladies. You may end up living the rest of your life without a meaningful relationship with a man, or having a family or children. I don't know what to tell you at this point, but just make the best of your situation at this point. Be congenial. Be respectful. Make eye contact. Smile. But don't try to flirt with the guy. And don't come across as desperate, or the fact that you want something from him. Because like guys in my position, if a girl does that, she comes on too strong, I run in the opposite direction. But the thing is, I'm not in a position to date anymore because of my circumstances with the business I'm running. I'm starting to generate a tremendous amount of income, and I have no trust factor well, I have trust issues, but no trust factor to deal with, with the lady folk. I'd like to work with women on a professional working basis, but if a woman wanted to get romantic with me, I just keep her in the friend zone for probably about 2 to 3, even 5 years, and nothing would come out of it. I've done it several times. I had no idea that she was interested in me. A girl named Joanne, Lorraine, a couple other gals. It just dragged on. I'm like, wow, this is a really nice relationship, but she's got that look on her face, like sad and angry at the same time, like I'm not doing something. And I just, so ladies, I'm sorry, guys now no longer know what to do. We don't know. We can't find the on-ramp off the, to the freeway. We're kind of driving on back roads and side streets. Now we're staying off the freeway, as the saying goes. So, ladies, all I can tell you is just, set up your own career, set up your own life. Don't plan on getting into a serious relationship anytime soon. Don't depend on other people. Don't depend on other men. Be strong. Be smart. Be independent. Be fierce. Be bold. Be fearless. But you're gonna have to be self-sufficient, because there's no such thing as a knight in shining armor that's gonna come and rescue you off your feet. That, ladies, that time was gone back in the mid-'80s. I mean, when you lady folk, when you chased all the men away and became empowered, emboldened, and just confrontational. You have to fight for your rights, but it's so hard to know how to fight for your rights after 8,000 years of being treated like absolute dog crap. I would say I am for women's rights. I don't know if I can call myself a feminist only because I'm a man. I don't know what the definition of being a feminist is, or what qualifies you for being a feminist, but I'm a big proponent for women's rights. If I see a man hitting a woman, I'm going to beat the shit out of him. Probably send him to the hospital. If I see one man harassing another woman, I'm going to beat the crap out of him. And the thing is, these crimes against women, they take place. These criminals who assault women, they make sure there's no other men around, because they know what's going to happen to them if they do. If I see one of you assholes harassing or hurting a woman or trying to rape her, I carry a 3-inch folding buck knife. I will stab you to death. I won't stabbing you until I'm sure you're dead. If you're trying to rape a woman, I will kill you. Okay? I mean, I shouldn't say that, but I'd be so upset I would probably stab you repeatedly. Hopefully you would live. I don't really want to kill somebody, but in the heat of the moment. So I'm for protecting women, but I know I'm talking on both sides of my mouth on this one. Yeah, I'm a proponent of women's rights, but anyway, so that's that. So ladies, all I can tell you is establish a baseline of congeniality, normal treatment and behavior. Be neighborly, be respectful, show common courtesy and respect the way other people do. As far as a relationship between men and women are concerned, men are fine, women are better than fine. Women are just performing up to par like you wouldn't believe. But it's this whole relationship thing. It's just gotten out of control. When men and women come together, it's a real cluster. I can't cuss. I don't want to do that. But it's a real screw job. It's Keystone Cops. So you ladies, maybe you need to take the lead, establish a baseline of courtesy and common courtesy and respect. However, if you get in a serious relationship with a man, yeah, you can lead, but if they're like me, they're going to keep you in the friend zone forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. And you may really, really have to voice your thoughts. And I mean verbalize. You may have to write some letters, or you may just need to tell them exactly what's on your mind. Word for word for word. I know that's uncomfortable, ladies, but for a lifetime of happiness with the love of your life, a real man, you may just have to tell them in no unclear terms, this is how I feel about you, and you may just have to start begging too. I don't know what else to tell you. I just don't. And even then, ladies, you may still not have a chance. You have a 50-50 chance, but I don't know. I mean, if even a woman begged me, I would think, well, how long before I get bored with the relationship? Because now I've developed a fierce sense of independence. I don't want to be in a relationship. I want my independence, my freedom, because I equate that to happiness. So, no, there you go, lady. The great American tragedy. Not such and so forth. So we're at the 20-minute mark. This has been an exceptionally long episode of DIMESTORE Psychology, but it was worth it. I need to say this stuff. I'm going to focus on helping women understand men from here on out. Do the Dr. Oz sort of thing. Focus on women's mental health, women's well-being, getting along in life, because I want to assist the underdog. You're up and coming, you're reacting, support feminism, protect your fire, etc., etc. But, this is how it goes at this point. My name is Jason Wampler. I'm not a doctor yet. 9:41 a.m. We're at the 22-minute mark. This has been another episode of DIMESTORE Psychology. You folks take care, and we will see you tomorrow morning again. Bye-bye.